50-50. So when you engage a firm that is deeply within a niche and you're a candidate, that you're available for work, you're out there, you're not knowing where to turn. If you're within digital entertainment, shall we say you've got a big passion in music, you're an engineer and you want to work in a Pandora, if you want to work in SoundCloud or whatever. When you approach a company like ours, then what we've done is we've built the world's largest network for you. So you come to us and we have a whole smorgasbord of jobs. Are you interested in music? Are you interested in fashion? Are you interested in games? If you're interested in games, are you interested in mobile, or is it social, or is it console? So we've put in 5 years worth of network. So we're a very large network, and we then can help you move around. But in turn, also, the clients come to us and say, okay, VonChurch, we've got a great game coming out, we're having a trouble with lighting and we're having trouble with audio. We really need these two positions filled. We're then going to our database, which is over 60,000, plus we go into social media, and plus the events that we hold here, plus our community manager, and we go and get the candidates and we bring them to the client. So it really is a symbiotic relationship and an ever-evolving door as well. Our sweet spot, 51% of all our placements we made last year were within engineering. Our average salary we get is for a man, which is 100,000. He's 27 years old, and believe it or not, his name is David. And for the female, it's slightly less, 96,000. I don't know why the difference, just, you know. And then it's art that we normally place the females in on the, which is about 36%, and her name is Amber. So we've drove right down into what our sweet spot is. But we cover the whole spectrum of the production, but engineering and art are two definitely sweet spots for us. It doesn't matter how we're contacted. We want everyone to contact us. It's in our interest that we network, and that's what we do with professional networkers, and the more contacts the better. But for the candidates, if you're asking what should the candidate do, how can the candidate get out there more and meet companies such as us, then get out there. I mean, we are at every network event there is. For every user group there is, Android or iOS user group in San Francisco, we're at those as well. Plus, you know, here in our offices in San Francisco, we host user groups as well. So we do this in order to meet candidates and find to work with the industry and be part of the industry. So as a candidate, we don't care how you approach us. Feel free to approach us, but also as a candidate, do get out there and go to all these meetings, and you will meet recruiters such as VonChurch. So there's 4% unemployment in the tech world in the USA. That's it, 4%. The problem with the 4% that is unavailable at the moment is they are structurally unemployed. So the skills do not align with the requirements. So we have not just a normal unemployment cycle, but a structural unemployment. If I was a painter and I lost my job and I'm in a recession, when the recession picks back up, I go back to painting. The problem that we have at the moment with the new technologies coming through and the rapid prototyping, scaling, and Ruby on Rails and Python is we don't have enough candidates to fill the role. So there is a structural unemployment. The universities need to tool up quicker. The unemployed within the tech sector need to reskill, but that's all going to take time. So that is why we're in the middle of a massive talent war within the Bay Area, within New York, within Berlin, within Stockholm and Israel and Japan, because of structural unemployment. One of the very first things that a company now does when doing a startup is they hire by values. So there's you, and there's your other workers. You're 27 years old. You like to go rock climbing. You like to do this. You like to do beer pong. And what you're trying to do is build a company culture. And you want to set those values very deeply in stone. So if you hire by values at the same time, and someone comes in and they sit down and they do an interview, and there you all are, and you're dressed in your shorts and you're dressed in your flip-flops, and you're listening to punk music, and you've got someone who's 45 years old, that's my age, so that's me unemployed, 45 years old, and you're sitting there and they're very well dressed, but you don't share similar values. You're not going to be able to do the crunch time. You won't want to sleep under your desk. You're not going to appreciate going on a Mexican party bus and getting drunk on a Friday afternoon. But these are the cohesive things that a startup needs to be able to push through and become a company. Once you're a company, maybe you can move outside your values. But 99% of all the companies I know in San Francisco hire by values. And when you're 45 years old and your skills don't match and your values don't match and your priorities are different and you've got to go home to feed the dog and I've got to go home because I want to put my kids to bed. It's so varied, so different from the values that the rest of the officers, they will probably not take a risk on you. They probably do not want to ruin their culture, and they're going to pick someone with their values. And be it right or wrong, it doesn't matter about the skills. It's about the values of the company.